Do you think Jeffrey Epstein was a spy?
I believe very strongly he was a spy, yes.
And who do you think he was working for?
The Israelis. I'm confident it was the Israelis.
Why?
Jeffrey Epstein is kind of the stereotypical example that they give you in training for what's called an access agent. This is a different kind of recruit. So, for example, if you're a foreign intelligence service and you want information, like close-in information from a former president, from the CEO of the biggest company in the world, from a member of the British royal family, you're not going to recruit these guys. You're not going to recruit Bill Clinton or Bill Gates or Prince Andrew. So you do the next best thing. You recruit somebody who has regular access to them. And that person that you recruit is going to need to make these people feel comfortable and appreciated. And so you give him plenty of money. So he has this house on an island, or he has the whole island. And maybe you bring in young girls, you get them in compromising positions, just in case you need to use what's called compromat, compromising pictures. We know now that Jeffrey Epstein's house on the island had video cameras, hidden video cameras in literally every room, including the bathrooms. Why? Why would he care what was going on unless it was to use that information against people? As I said, only the Israelis and the Russians use extortion as a motivator.
So would they have made Jeffrey Epstein rich?
Yeah.
In order to give him that access?
Yes.
How could they have done that?
Oh, that's easy. I mean, you do. I mean, governments are the only ones really that can launder money unfettered. And you can also do it through real estate, through fine art, and through horses. Those are the three easiest ways to launder money today. Fine art, real estate, and racehorses.
But presumably, he would have spoken out at some point, no? He would have said something, or?
No, but it would explain why he got a sweetheart deal in 2006. I mean, this is a guy that's been convicted of child sex crimes. And he gets 6 months of house arrest with an ankle bracelet. We have mandatory minimums in this country. That's a 5-year mandatory minimum, first offense.
He definitely had some interesting power, didn't he?
Mm-hmm. And Alex Acosta, who was the prosecuting attorney at the time and then later became Secretary of Labor under Trump, Trump won. Alex Acosta said that he was ordered by the Attorney General to give Epstein the sweetheart deal. Well, who's the only person that can order the Attorney General to do something? It's the president. So was it because Epstein was working on Clinton? Most of the people down there were Democrats? I mean, what was the reason?
Maybe he was working for the US government.
It's possible that he could have been doubled against the Israelis or others, sure. Sure, that's possible.
If you had to bet, what would you say? If you had to bet everything you have on either him being a spy or not a spy,
yeah,
what would you bet on?
He was a spy. I feel very confident in that assessment. I debated Alan Dershowitz about this on the Piers Morgan show one time. It was Scott Horton and me who said that he was an Israeli spy, and it was Alan Dershowitz and General Danny Ayalon, the former head of Mossad. Ayalon was kind of into it in terms of having a fun time. He was just having a fun time with the conversation. He wasn't going to admit to anything. Dershowitz was Epstein's attorney. So I said that I believed Epstein was an Israeli spy. And Dershowitz interrupts me, like attorneys do. And he says, "That is outrageous. If he had been a spy, he would have told me, because I was his attorney and I could have gone to the White House and I could have gotten him a better sentence." And I said, wait a minute. You could have gone to the White House to say, go easy on Jeffrey Epstein because he's an Israeli spy collecting information from American politicians? If I were the president, I would have hung him from a tree. And then Piers Morgan said, General Ayalon, was he a spy? And he goes, who knows?
Who knows?
It's like, come on, man.
I could have gotten him no jail time. If he had told me he worked for the Mossad, for the CIA, he was an intelligence source, it would have been a slam dunk for me to go to whoever I had to go to, even up to the President of the United States, and I would have gotten him a deal with no time at all. Epstein was a selfish SOB. He would do anything to avoid prison time. Why wouldn't he have told me that he worked for the Mossad if he worked for the Mossad? So, yeah, of course he's not going to tell me when I knew him as an academic acquaintance. He's not going to tell me he's having sex with young children. He hid that from everybody. He did have a separate life, a completely separate life. But once I was his lawyer, it was in his interest to tell me things that would benefit him. And I can't imagine anything benefiting him more than having worked for an intelligence agency. But I pressed him.
I mean, some people might
and
be.
He didn't,
I'll come to Bassem in a moment, but some people will be listening to this going, hang on a second, you mean if he'd said he was working with the Mossad or CIA, then he would get off being a paedophile? In other words, you can commit crimes of paedophilia
he wasn't
against
accused of being
children,
no,
and you would simply not go to prison for it.
I was introduced to Epstein by the Lady Lynn Rothschild, a prominent British lady. And she told me he was a wonderful guy. I didn't want to meet him, but she said, no, you have to meet him. He's very wealthy, and he's connected to Harvard, and he does a lot of things to Harvard. And she knew him intimately. She knew him very well. She's the one who introduced him to Bill Clinton, as far as I know. As far as I know, she introduced him to Prince Andrew. She is at the center of this entire enterprise. And so far, her name hasn't even come up. I was on his plane with Shimon, with Senator Glenn, going to visit Shimon Peres in the home of Leslie Wexner for his birthday. So I did absolutely, categorically nothing wrong. And, that's what lawyers do, and that's what people do. I was introduced to him by the Lady and Lord Rothschild.
Wow.
And I was told, he knew all the most prominent people.
Will you justify that I paid $1 million? Where'd you get that piece of nonsense? Where did you make
the New
that
Yorker,
up?
Sir.
You said Hamas is not a terrorist organization?
If you want to sue someone,
no. You show me the New Yorker and I'll pay you $1 million. You're a liar. The New Yorker didn't print that. You're lying.
Okay,
Why don't we take a time out now, go online, get the New Yorker, and show the people that are listening, the good people, the New Yorker. You're lying through your teeth. You're a despicable liar, and if you said it under oath, you'd be a perjurer. There is no truth to what you've said, period, and I'm going to sue you.
Oh, come on. Is that what you do?
Finally, I shut him up.
No, you didn't shut up. You're just like cutting me. Mr. Allen, you went from I never got a massage on Epstein to I got a massage from a 50-year-old Russian woman named Olga. But I kept my underwear on.
My wife and I both received therapeutic. I received a neck massage back in the 1990s. I have never received an erotic massage in my life. I have never told a misstatement about this, and I want you to show everybody the New Yorker, the claim that the New Yorker said I paid $1 million. It's an outright lie. You can look it up right now while we're talking. Show it to the people. Show them what you say the New Yorker said. I'm waiting. I'm waiting. Look it up.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. It is called for people to search it.
Let's see it. Let's see it. Everybody can see it.
It's called Alan Dershowitz, Devil's Advocate.
Maybe it'll mitigate your damages.
By Coney Brock, July 29, 2019. You can read there that it's there.
Read me the quote. Read me the quote about $1 million. You can't find it because it's not there, because you made it up and because you're a despicable liar. and you're going to be sued. And if you want to mitigate your damages, then you'll show me the New Yorker. But you're not going to show me the New Yorker because everybody out there is going to look you in the eye and say, you lied on international television about Dershowitz paying $1 million and the New Yorker saying it. It is false. Categorically false. I'm calling you a liar. You can sue me for defamation. And if you can produce the New Yorker article, you'll win that case. But you can't because it doesn't exist.
Dershowitz did say he once received a massage at Epstein's mansion, but from an adult woman.
I kept my underwear on during the massage.